So I don't know if you can hear me.
Wondering what are the core values of GBG? Well, the core values of GBG is quite simple. It is divided into three, which is connect, learn, and grow. The three core values of GBG is connect, learn, and grow. Well, now I'm talking about the connect. Well, the connection is where we actually meet with local business owners. We meet with professionals who are interested in growing their businesses and advancing their careers. So that is when we actually meet you. That's when we say we connect. Now the second part is when we say we learn. That's when we dish out the knowledge we have on how to improve your own business into into you. So now that is where we teach you about a wide variety of digital skills and topics to gain new skills into on hands-on workshops and in-person training. That's the second part. And then on the third part, we have the grow aspect. That growing is where you personally develop your own skills, your inbuilt skills, and then you bring it out. That is where you apply the lessons and connections to grow your business, your skills, and your career and your network. So those are the main three core values. As I said, it is to connect, to learn, and to grow. Well, some of you might have been with GBG for a while. I mean GBG Abeokuta for a while, and one of the things we always want to have is we want you to share your story with us. Uh, well, just like a testimony, it makes us move forward, and then we always appreciate it. So to drop your story or your testimony with us, it's quite simple. I would just love you to just you can just get a pen. I'm sorry, I'm not displaying. Just get the pen and then go to bit.ly/GBG Abeokuta story. GB bit.ly/GBG Abeokuta story. That is how you can share your success story with us, and we would love you to please do so. It's going to be interesting. Also, to become a member, I'm sure some of you might be willing. How can I become a member of GBG Abeokuta? Like, I want to do some things. I want to make some impact in people's lives. That's quite simple. Well, to do that, you can just go to bit.ly/GBG Abeokuta member. Well, I'm working on displaying, and you soon get that. But to do so, it's just quite simple. Just go to bit.ly. Okay, thank you very much. It's been displayed. bit.ly/GBG Abeokuta member. That's it. You can become a member. Just fill the form there, and we'll love to have you on board. Also, to be part of our community, our Facebook community, information and some coaches things to manage businesses. We teach it out every day, and you have not been following us. Probably if you haven't followed us, so we love you to just follow this link. Yeah, please the next slide, please. That is fb.com/groups/GBG Abeokuta. It's right on your screen. Yeah, fb.com/groups/GBG Abeokuta. We would love you to just go to Facebook and then follow us. So every update we drop every day, and business ideas we drop every day, or sorry, business tips. You can take it and then just put it in your business, and you see how it works for you. Yeah, I'm sure you will come back and then share your story with us. Yeah. Well, also, the part of being social, when we have programs, we always we upload pictures for other people to see. It's quite simple. You can just, once you are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, just follow us, and yeah, just follow us at GBG Abeokuta, at GBG Abeokuta. You can please put on the next slide at GBG Abeokuta. Yeah, well, that's actually our handle across all platforms. Across all platforms, you definitely see yours. Now, you can probably during our programs, or you actually snap your name on you want. Anytime you are sharing your pictures, just tag them, just put the hashtag GBG Abeokuta or GBG. Just try to put GBG Abeokuta and hashtag GBG Abeokuta and hashtag GBG. Well, we'll see it, and then we can share so and go live actually. If you're watching us on YouTube, can click on the subscribe button just down below your screen. Click it, and then you can press the bell button. That gives you a notification of when next we have programs. And just click on the subscribe button, and when next we have programs, just get on board. So you won't miss any updates from us, and you're always on time with us. Well, also, yeah, I'm sure you might be thinking, okay, who is this person coming up? Who is this person showing? Who is this person? Well, here's the agenda, the introduction, which I just did, and then the next person coming up, is the talk. The career building, which will be taken by our guest. Also, we have the women will coming on board when they talk on career builders. Women as career builder. I'm sure you're going to have a session. Question and answers. So prepare your questions. Questions, because I know you actually have questions to ask. So, yeah, so your questions ready. I'll be moving forward to this passage. Just love you to know that I guess actually a very respected person. Just a short stuff of what is made of. Okay, I really don't have that with me. Okay, thank you. Well, he's currently, thank you, a consultant, a coach, and creator partner at Ideon Consulting. Wow, that's great. Well, he worked previously with Deloitte Nigeria and Nigeria. I'm sure that previously worked in place. I'm sure a lot of people are actually looking for something like, I want to work in, even need to just enter Nigeria. Like, let me just work in that place. Also with Deloitte Nigeria too. I'm sure those in Lagos, this place is actually a big place. Well, I hereby welcome to you Oluwatobi Popogbe. Is the person you are seeing on the screen. That's his short and just his short about. Will be coming on board now to be taking on to take us on career building. And I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful time. Thank you very much. You can continue, Toby.
All right, thank you, everyone. All right, so good evening to you all, and it's good to be with you all this evening, and I trust you all are keeping safe at this point in time. I think my job is very short. I want to be sure you're hearing me. I'll try to watch the live comment to be sure that the network is not bad and you can actually hear me. We can also understand the situation we are in the country where things are not entirely clear, but we trust that we'll have a good time here this afternoon. Again, I know my conversation with you this evening is on career building, and I think maybe I should use the word successful career building. Maybe that's what I should use, because everyone wants to be successful. Everyone desires to be successful. But again, I would like to say that success itself is relative. It is based on the measurement that you as a person have actually created for it, or the standard you yourself as the person have created. And that is very important. And so, whatever the standard you have set for yourself to be successful, they are just very basic common strategies that have worked for me. And you will permit me to use more of my personal experience in arriving at this. Now, I want you to be careful about this, that my personal experience may not necessarily be what you will experience. I want you to please take note of that. And for that reason, I will be quite open to you. But I also want you to know that you should normally also should have your own experience, really. So if I go back to our topic, really, so you want to build a career, I think there are certain steps or strategies that you need to kind of adopt if you are going to be successful. And I will take it one step at a time, and I will share my personal experience with you as we move on. I'll start with the very first one that is very important that you need to know, and that is identify with your goals. Identify with your goals is the first thing I will say. The reason why I'm saying this is because number one, you know yourself and you know what you can do. If I will start in a very simple, you know what you like. I like to say something that do what you like. Your career should be about what you like and not just what other people are doing. Don't follow the bad wagon. When we were in GSS3, crossing over to SS1, you know, everybody had to choose whether they were going to be in science, commercial, or art. You get, and there could be a common bandwagon. I can't remember exactly what was the common bandwagon at that time. But again, that is where the foundation begins. You must have known yourself. You must have known what you like. But it's to the point that you know what you like. I have a principle that you should do something that whether you are paid or not, you will still keep on doing it. You get, so it's not that you're not going to make money, but when you keep doing what you like, there's no way you will not get traction from it. No way. Right. So you must not identify what you like generally. Begin to identify with yourself. What do you like? When at some stage in your life, it may not necessarily be entirely clear what you like. It may not necessarily be entirely clear. And what I want you to take note of that, it may not necessarily be entirely clear what you like. But it could be different things, which is fine. You enjoy the confusion at first, because I would say to you that it wasn't entirely clear. Something that was clear with me anyway was I started early. I knew from the word go that I wanted to be an accountant. And when I said I wanted to be an accountant, I did not know when I was in senior secondary school that I would be a consultant. But I knew that I wanted to do something related to accounting profession or the social sciences. It wasn't entirely clear. So at that time, I was saying I want to be an accountant, clearly. So it was already clear in my mind. So I began to build my strength in the areas that matter from the word go. So again, identifying those things really are what matters clearly. And that is a major one that you need to take note of. So I just know yourself. And as you move on, you begin to see some of the things you dream of in your mind will begin to drop off. Right. So let me also say another thing that's important. As you grow, you'll be having some bit of fantasy. Even right now, you may have even finished higher institution, you may still have fantasies. And that is why I would say there's a difference between your inner desires and your rational goals. Your inner desires can be pretty wild. So it could be many. Some of them may be unrealistic. But so it gets to a point in your life, you need to be very realistic. And that's why I say you need to do what I would say rational goals. Identify your rational goals. These things are achievable. In what people will say, this thing is a smart goal and it is possible to achieve. So first, again, I will say to you, identify your goals. Identify what you like, what you're passionate about. Something that you will do, 1, 2, 3 things at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you will do that even if you're not paid for it, you love doing it. And it could not necessarily be career oriented. It could be entrepreneurship related also, all combined together, or it could be career oriented alone, depending on you. Now, so I'll go to the second point to not to take our time, since I know I have a very short time to spend. And the second one is then for you to build a professional resume. Build a professional resume. Now, what is a resume really? I think a whole lot of people write different things in their resume. But let me give you something I think a resume should speak to. Let me give you something I think a resume should speak to. Number one, your resume should actually speak to what you're good at and what you can offer. Get what I said? What you are good at and what you can offer. So it is what you can give out that actually matters, and not necessarily the swag. And that is why you found out that yes, your 2-1 is necessary, your first class is necessary, but experience really matters. And so your resume is a major. Let me take you a step backwards, and you will begin to understand what I'm trying to say. In reality, really, you may not necessarily have a resume, what you can offer, until maybe you're 2 to 3 years working, as in work experience. Maybe until after 2 to 3 years. Because when you finish from school, particularly in our current educational system, you may not have much to offer with simply having a degree or an HND. You may not necessarily have something tangible to offer. Even if you're a qualified chartered accountant, you may not necessarily have something to offer. The fact that a chartered accountant or something does not offer you a job does not mean you have experience. You may not have the experience. So sometimes what you can offer may not be until 2 to 3 years. Luckily, some people, it could be just after 1 year. Like I was lucky that after some months, I could say this is what I have to offer, and it worked out. So, but again, I think it's good we start from the foundation, and I will just share a bit of, like I was giving you a background earlier. I said that in my secondary school days, surely I wanted to do accounting, but again, it wasn't clear exactly what I want to do, because again, when in secondary school, you're not going to be entirely sure which segment of accounting you're doing. In fact, at that time, you will say that most people know only audit or to be an accountant in an organization. But when I went in for my HND in Lagos State Polytechnic, in my ND days, I knew I was going to be, I just wanted to be an accountant. I knew I needed to be, but it wasn't entirely clear what exactly I was going to do. But what was important at that time when I'm in school was that all the foundational work that I need to create to ensure that I can fulfill my dreams, I need to do it. And so that's why for students, you don't need to rush. Just take it one step at a time. And don't be too anxious. How will it be? And all the techie stuff and all. No. I think build the foundation. And I think that's what I did when I was in school. And please permit me as I use my example, if you don't mind. You go through the process. In higher institution, just do the basics. Go to your class, learn as you can, push as much as possible to ensure that you come up with a 2-1 or a first class, particularly because some jobs or most jobs require first class and 2-1. Yeah, lately that is changing now with people not really interested in the degree, what you graduate with. People are not taking 2-2 or third class graduates or lower credit graduate. Yeah, that's true. But again, you first need to so that you will not be cut off. Because many organizations are still holding to the 2-1 upper credit, first class distinction basis. So in order not to be cut off, why don't you focus on what matters? In fact, you can be chartered accountant and you have a 2-1. I'm speaking from my own experience, and have a 2-2, and you may not still get a very good job, or you may not be able to join a typical Big Four company. Because again, 2-1 has been the benchmark, not even your qualification as a chartered accountant. So again, that is why your foundation needs to be top-notch, as in straightforward, needs to have been well built. And that is why in higher institution, just keep your focus. I didn't write ICANN when I was in higher institution. Like most young people of nowadays, yeah, students have opportunity of writing ICANN when they're in school. Yeah, some people have the opportunity of writing ICANN when I was in school too, but again, I chose not to. And maybe I had other priorities at that time in my mind. But again, what was important for me at that time was I needed to build a foundation. And I think everybody needs to take it slow and slowly build that foundation. And I think that's what I did. So writing ICANN was something that would naturally happen. And that happened just as soon as I went in for my NYSC. And clearly, I didn't even need to go for tutorials, clearly, because again, the foundation was right. The foundation was right. So I didn't even need to bother myself. So in qualifying in about a year, I didn't go for any icon class at all. That was about 10 years ago. 2008, 2009. Is it 10 years ago? Oh, that's about 12 years ago, right? So it didn't have to, it didn't have to be it didn't have to be a big thing, because again, the foundation was there. There's no rush, there's no competition. My colleagues were doing this, but I didn't need to do it, really. But like I said, at that time, it was not really clear. So you see, I was only trying to build the foundation. No, don't forget where I am. I'm talking about build a professional resume. I'm trying to say to you that you may not be able to say this is what you can offer until maybe 1, 2, 3 years into your work life. But again, like I said to you, number one is identify with your goals. That's the foundation. Very, very, very important. And I'll put it this way. And so, even though I didn't necessarily have to do things that were accounting related while I was in service. No, I did not really, because I loved to teach in a school at that time. I loved to serve, really. So I wasn't really interested in the whole accounting thing. I was offered a job in the bank, but I rejected it. I later had to go to a bank to work, really, when I found out that I was having loose time, really, at that time. But again, something was important. It was not necessarily me getting everything working for me or doing my NYSC. No, not necessarily. But when I came back from my NYSC, it started becoming clearer as I wrote ICANN, or as I finished ICANN, that there were certain segments in accounting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different buckets in accounting. And then the issue is that at the early stage, now I needed a job. I'll now go to the third point. Then I need to become aware of my strength. I need to become aware of my strength. Now, I've seen that accounting is broad. When I was secondary school, I didn't know that. When I was high institution too, I really did not know that. But when I graduated from school, I began to know that accounting had broad spectrum. You could go straight working in the industry like I did, or you could work in professional service firm. And in the professional service firm like the Deloitte, PwC, and the likes, you see that there are different segments. And all these firms are not actually accounting firms, clearly, but different segments. So again, it depends on you. You need to become aware of your strength. So this is where I'm going to. Why I say become aware of your strength is, I used to have something I do when I was in secondary school, or even when I was in higher institution, really, or even when I wrote ICANN. I think my experience in life is that sometimes it's not easy to actually read all your topics before you write an exam. So what I do is I focus on my areas of strength. And when I go into the exam, I go hit the areas of strength, and it's most times do work for me. So I think the same thing in life. When you're a fresh graduate, you can't actually zero that this is the path you want to run. No, you almost likely need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets, 4 different things that you can do, that you like to do, that relates to your goals. Time and chance, and with the help of God, will begin to fashion out exactly which one is your area of strength. Or as you begin to test each of them, begin to see the ones that are your areas of strength, and you find out that number 5 drops, number 4 drops. And when you look at your order of priority based on strength, you find out that number 1, number 2, number 3 are your areas of strength. So when I came back from service, it was very clear to me that I wanted to focus on my areas. And forgive me, particularly for those who are not in the accounting field, in the examples I'm trying to give examples based on my own personal experience. Like I said, which may not necessarily affect you, but it's something I think you can learn from. And that is the fact that, one, there was audit, there was tax, there was consulting, there was financial reporting. I think there was management accounting. There were like 5 different areas of accounting. But again, as I moved on, I found out that I didn't want to do the conventional thing, and I think I want to start to take it from there. I didn't want to do the conventional thing. I wanted to do the things that are not common. So, and that is another thing I want to advise people generally on, particularly in this age and time. I think I'll come back to that just to talk about the issue of taking your strength. So when I look at my strength in order of priority, I found out that I was very good in tax. I was also good in financial reporting. Financial reporting. I found out that when I was in school, I struggled with audit. Audit was very boring. I like audit, but it was pretty boring. When I say I like something, I like things that I can score 70, 80, 90. That's what I like, really. So when I begin to score 60 in a course, I begin to feel that I begin to have a bit of a challenge. But again, in order of priority, tax was my preference. Financial reporting was another one. Management reporting was another one. Audit was coming forth. So again, with that, I can as well drop audit in the line, even though I love it. But again, I was trying to identify my strength. But again, like I said, if you're starting, it's not easy for you to just drop. You must keep at least 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Have it in place so that you can throw the kite anywhere it goes. So when you go for an interview, when you're just graduated from school, you will not just say, "I like tax alone." No, you will speak to the interviewer or to the job based on the job description. In fact, I like to do something. I don't have one CV. I changed my CV then, in those days anyway. I changed my CV. I modeled my CV based on the job description I'm going to apply for. That was many years ago. But now I don't need to change my CV anyhow, because again, I have become I've gained mastery in a particular area, and which a whole lot of people now know me for. So first of all is be ready to throw your kites across board, because again, you don't know which of them will come through. Like I said, that's exactly what happened to me when I was in when I came back from service. And again, like I said, it didn't happen immediately that I was going to get a job. Clearly, it didn't happen. So it's a normal trend. It didn't necessarily happen that it was going to come out smoothly, right? So I will also say something that is very important here, particularly because of this period that we are in. Some industries and some jobs are going to be badly affected, even now in the future. So there are some jobs that there are some areas that you need to actually concentrate on. So if you're the one that simply knows the conventional thing, I think you need to stop it. You need to know the extraordinary, put the extra. If you don't put the extra, you may not be relevant in many years from now. I like to tell young people that are close to me, for instance, if you rather you studying insurance is anybody can do insurance. A doctor can do insurance. Anybody can do insurance. Why don't you do actuary science? I said you must do the extra. You must push the extra mile depending on your capability. Okay, so let me come back to. I was saying about narrowing down. So narrow down to a particular area and become aware of your strength. Just pick 1, 2, 3 things that you're very used to and you like, and then begin to push on it, trusting that you will find the required favor for you to get what you want. The next point I'll raise is the fourth point. I know I have about 10 more minutes. Is to assume full responsibility for your life. Assume full responsibility for your life. You have your goals. You are trying to build a resume, or you've built your resume. You are already aware of your strength, or you are trying to be aware of your strength. You need to throw the cat. You need to just see which of those things you're throwing will catch the fish. And so you cannot hold anybody responsible for your situation. I think successful people take responsibility for their lives. It's not about your pastor, it's not about your friend, it's not about your parents, it's not about a past situation that happened. Or you say, if I had done this, if I had done that. It's not that. You need to assume full responsibility for your situation. And so be calm and be at rest. So I'll give you examples why you need to take full responsibility. I'll give you 2 examples. When I came back from service, I looked for a job for about some months that I didn't get. I wasn't under any pressure because I know that it's normal and I knew it was going to come at its own time. So when I was because I already knew my area of focus, I wasn't just applying anywhere. I was applying for jobs, but I was very, very careful. So there was a time I got a job where in my offer, I got a job. I looked for an accounting firm, a small accounting firm to start with. I got the accounting firm job. In fact, I remember very well that, number one, the accounting firm was paying me far less than I earned as a copper. As a copper, my total earning was about 53,000 per month. 53,000 per month. Then, but in this job of accounting, to work in an accounting firm, or we call it an auditing firm in that time in Ojueleba, room and panel accounting firm, they were to pay me 18,000 in those days, 2009, yeah, when I came out from service. Now, the reason why I took that job clearly was because it's related to my dreams. I wasn't interested about the money. When I remember in my interview, I told the person, I already knew that this person, the partner who was interviewing me, had strength in tax. So when I was speaking, all I was speaking to him was all my passion in tax. In fact, I remember earlier then I had met a senior colleague of mine who is still the senior tax manager in MTN, who I met him then one time in a convention, in a church convention, and he was asking me what I want to do and all that. Because I know I was a tax person, I told him I love tax. But when I meet somebody who is doing financial reporting, I tell the person I like financial reporting. So I was saying different things to different people. So when I met this interview, I said financial report. I told him tax. So he kind of liked it. And then we did the interview. Yes, it was a ridiculous offer, but again, I had to take responsibility for the choice that I was making. And I remember my sister making jest of that. And how do you? But again, that was my passion. I love what I was going to do. So I resumed there. Not everything was perfect there, but I learned. And that was very important. In the first month I was there, it was beautiful. I kept on learning there. Now, I want to say something that was important why I will say to you that it's important for you to take responsibility for your action. A month into that job, I got an offer from MTN that I should join customer service. Customer service in those days, but the guys that receive calls and all that, I don't know if that still happens now or if it's machine that answer those calls. But then, and the offer was far much more. I think 80,000 at that time. Again, MTN was a big company at that time, but there was one the customer service for what? So I rejected the offer to stay back here so I can go to learn. Again, that's why I say identify with your goals. And then I take responsibility for the action. I stayed there September, October, November. And in the period under review, MTN had a role, a permanent role, not a contract role like the other one I mentioned, a customer service role like I mentioned, something related to the financial reporting and tax department. Financial reporting and tax department. And I did apply for that role. MTN doesn't do general application at that time. They don't even do it till now. It's not a generic open where a lot of people come and write tests. No. Specific people come in, write tests, you do interviews, you follow through the stages. And I went through all the stages at that time. And by December 2009, I got the job and I resigned from where I was and I resumed. So I want to say one important thing. The reason why I got the job in MTN was simply because I had experience in an accounting firm doing audits. And so most of the questions they were asking me in that interview, because I was working in an accounting firm, a small accounting firm, I have had, even though it was 3-4 months, I had far more experience than anybody who was working in a normal industry. Because in the accounting firm, you will be getting different types of exposure. So in doing an interview, it was absolutely easy because it was clear that again, and then you have done your research, you go do your thing, and then you enjoy that favor from God, and then it goes through. So that is one. I'll just tell you why I say take responsibility. The second thing actually connects with the next point I'm going to say here, which relates to raise your standard. That's number 5. Raise your standard. Raise your standard is the 5th point. So even though you are trying to grow in your career, you must learn to push up. You must learn to push up at every time. Raise your standard at every point in time. You must raise your standard at every point in time. Right. So I'll tell you why I said you should raise your standard, and I'll tell you why I will connect point number 4 and point number 5 together. Assume full responsibility for your life and always raising your standard. I'll tell you a story of mine that connects with why you must raise your standard. Even if you are achieving, you must not rest. You must not rest. You must keep pushing it. You must keep pushing it. When I joined MTN naturally would have been a place you should just go in like a retirement to and say, I have arrived. Wonderful place, great place. I remember I joined in 2019, end of 2019. 2010, South Africa was hosting the World Cup. There were a whole lot of buzz within MTN. Fantastic place to work. Yeah, I believe in God clearly, and I believe that God has a reason why I went to MTN at first. MTN was not the place I actually wanted at first. I wanted a big consulting firm like Deloitte, PwC, and any of the big fours. That's what I wanted to grow my career, but it didn't happen. I didn't get the job. So again, life and chance happens, but I have to come to MTN. God has a reason, because all the normal skills, the big skills, the human relations skills, the male skills, all the necessary skills I needed as a professional, I learned it from MTN, because MTN invested a lot in training people, really, for personal development. That was there. The technical part may have not been there, but that personal part was there. Within the first 1 year of being in MTN, as I started the job and solving the reason why they brought me, you must be solving a problem with the employer. I joined MTN and I was solving a problem, and it was obvious. So when I go for my my appraisals, it's not whatever I'm doing, I must be able to appraise it. I want all of you who are already working to note this. If you're working and you cannot appraise yourself, you cannot appraise yourself and say, this is really, really good, then there's a problem. In MTN, my first year, I could say, yeah, I've achieved my goal. I could say, if my manager appraises me wrongly, I'll tell him that was a wrong appraisal, because I could see the result of what I was trying to do. After my first year in MTN, which was like the real work, and by the second year, I was already getting bored. I was getting bored because it's the same process I created and is yielding result I have to do over and over again. I can't move to another department. I have to be where I am consistently for a long time before I go to the next level. As I looked at my second year, I was getting bored. Because again, at that time, I was about 24, 25 years old. I couldn't have sat somewhere lying low. It was a big, big one for me. And again, I began to think about it. It's necessary for me to push up. And that's why I go to always raise your standard and take responsibility for your life. Okay. So what happened here? At that time in 2010, the International Financial Reporting Standard, that is IFRS, which is a new financial reporting standard, was coming in effect in Africa and in Nigeria. It has already been being used in Europe and other countries in years before now. And many accountants in Nigeria, including old accountants, were more used to the Nigerian standard. I saw this as a major opportunity to launch into something that was unusual, something that was uncommon, something that was unknown. And for that reason, I started getting unsettled in MTN. I started looking for how to move. And because the desire is there, like I said, things will always work out. Don't forget, my years of experience now has been built around tax. Notice it. In 2019, where I worked in the accounting firm, in MTN, it was all around tax. Now, you could say it's financial reporting and tax because I was sitting within a bigger department that is called financial reporting and tax. So, again, MTN was trying to train us, but I wasn't really getting the IFRS knowledge that I want. And the opportunity came up for me to join the technical department of Deloitte in Nigeria in 2001. And I went for the interviews. And in my interview, I wanted to note something in my interview. I was going to come in as an experienced hire now, not as an associate. But so in coming in, when I went to my interview, while my resume showed that I had tax experience from the accounting firm, small accounting firm I did, and MTN, when I was going in, I went there, I included certain lines that showed that I had a skill for what they wanted. Particularly saying I work in an auditing firm, I also did some bit of financial reporting. For example, when I was in MTN, I also did a bit of financial reporting. So I magnified it a bit, even though my core experience was in tax. And that's why I say your CV must not be one-sided. And then I had to read up many things that they could ask me, enough for me to show that I had that experience that they needed at that time. As God will have it, surely I went in and I got that job one level above the normal associate level to start my life in Deloitte. Now you watch that's a risk also. You're leaving a place of comfort, great place, after just 2 years plus, and you're not saying you want to move. Now, MTN was a fantastic place. You will say, why are you leaving MTN? If I remember something clearly, in my first day I resumed to Deloitte, April 16, 2002, my manager told me that where you left is where I want to go to. That again should have been sound ridiculous, but again, I take responsibility for my actions. And I will say again that my first 1 or 2 years in Deloitte wasn't entirely rosy, but it was a fantastic place as far as knowledge and experience was concerned. This is how technical knowledge was. It is. I can never have gotten that kind of thing anywhere in the industry. Clearly, my first 2 years, my first 6 months out with my 2-3 years in MTN. Clearly, and so I took responsibility even when my manager told me that where you're coming from is where I loved. And even after I missed promotion once, I didn't feel bothered. I take responsibility because again, I knew what I came for. And I knew that we will not always have good. We'll always have good and bad. And most times, good will always outweigh the bad. So fantastic experience I had in Deloitte anyway. Because again, I pushed for exactly the knowledge that I want. And I'll tell you why sometimes these things will pay off. 1, 2, 3 years into my life in Deloitte was massive. Clear experience in the oil and gas industry, doing international financial reporting and major other industries. MTN, where I left, became a client to me, where I started giving the same service I went to learn in MTN, in Deloitte, is what I started giving back to MTN, my former employees and my former managers. We still kept that relationship. So MTN became a major client even till I left Deloitte in the past month. So it's just to tell you again, sometimes it may not pay off like you're saying, like I told you, it may be pretty crazy. But again, if you keep to yourself and you have God at your side, clearly, and you work at it, why not? The path is clear. My time is fast, but I think the next point is for you to brand yourself. You must want to brand yourself. You must ensure that your CV is impressive, but don't just write anything. Yes, on LinkedIn, write what is true. Ensure your CV is there on LinkedIn. Have a blog, write articles. Yes, if you can write articles. Right, yes, as much as possible, right. Build yourself, brand yourself, very important. But you can say as you grow, you already have a brand. Like me, I already have a brand. Time will fail us for me to say so much about many other things I've done apart from IFRS. Now, surely my life I've moved away from IFRS because that's normal. Many other things have happened after thereafter. But again, you must give yourself a brand. And finally, network a lot. Very important. Networking is about opportunities and connection. Networking is about because it brings your connection brings opportunities. They may not follow you to the interview. The fact that somebody tell you about your job does not mean he's going to do it for you. What matters is that you need to speak for yourself right at the interview, and that is actually very important. I was also something to you that no one grows in an organization without connection. You need connection, not connection like connection. You need connection that is to show that you are impressive in what you do. It's not connection to get unnecessary favor. No, you need that connection to show that this guy is a very great guy. So I like him, and because a manager likes you for the great job you do, you're likely to get promotion. You're likely to be given referrals when you need it. And finally, surely you must get connected to God really, because again, I didn't know the path. God knew the path and He led me. So again, you can't take God out of this whole picture clearly, as far as career is concerned, because God is the only one who knows. And the path I am today, I don't even know the end. Even the step I've taken, it's not that it's fantastic. I can't say it's fantastic yet, because again, I don't know what is ahead. But I trust that the God who has led will surely going to lead. I'm sorry I've taken an extra 4 minutes of the time, so I think I need to stop here.
Thanks so much. That was such a wonderful brief talk, and thanks so much for the impact. We really appreciate. So right now we'll be going straight into question and answer. We're supposed to have the women will lead right now to be able to share with us about what women will is and how women will also help in building careers. But since we don't have the women will right now, so we go on straight to question and answer so that we can be able to release you on time. Thanks so much once again. We really appreciate your time and really appreciate those wonderful experiences that you've shared with us. I really benefit a lot from it. So firstly, I want to ask, so many people will be asking, I don't really have, I'm just a fresh graduate, I've not had any experience yet. How do I gain experience? How do I be able to package myself to for the next employee for me to be able to get that job? So what will you say to such set of people?
If I get you for a fresh graduate, how will he or she package himself? Mm. Like I said, I don't think it's anything really much of a big deal. See, first of all, I said every fresh graduate should first have had a basic knowledge, basic foundation, and that's ensuring that you have a very good um, a good grade. When you're in school, be focused. Get the good grade, the basic 2-1 first class. Those are ordinary stuffs. Because nobody cares about your first class. So if you go to you go and do MSc somewhere in the United States and come back, nobody cares really. Experience is what people need. So get the basics right, and then be ready to your skill set. If you can develop it, yeah, develop it. And then as a fresh graduate, there's not much for you to kind of technically offer than the fact that you have a foundational degree, you have some other experience you can put together, or knowledge you have. Because as a fresh graduate, you are meant to be taught. I think I see what I've seen lately, what I've actually seen lately, sincerely, is that I see a lot of fresh graduates rushing out to learn. I don't get it. The truth is that the organization you're actually going to, as a fresh graduate, the organization you're actually going to, they do not what the way they operate or the way they run is not is will be entirely different from what you learned. Okay, let me give you an example. Many people, many fresh graduates will get jobs in banks. Everything they've learned, everything they've learned, or you think you have learned, you're trying to prepare yourself before now, and you think when you go to the bank, all this will be relevant. You find out that they just put it aside because at the end, maybe you're told to be a teller, or you're told to be a customer service person or whatever you're told to do. You have to learn. You have to learn the standard, the way the bank operates. Yeah, basic knowledge like Excel and other things may have helped, but they will be able to teach you through the point because you're a fresh graduate. Clearly, you really don't understand banking, and that you see that these days most banks have banking is a training school. If you come to a similar that's similar with Deloitte and PwC and all that. Nobody expects a fresh graduate to actually have technical audit experience or technical tax skills. No, we expect you to know the basics. And when you come, you'll be trained. If you know the basics, it will help you in your pathway. And then your personal skill matters, your interaction skills, your communication skill, your eye contact, all those basic things. So fresh graduates don't really. I see many fresh graduates do many things and putting cage on their necks and putting themselves over unnecessary stress. No, you don't need that. Just take it one step at a time, get the foundation right, have the basics, run the show, and then you're good. When 1, 2, 3 years after you up off the line, yes, that's when we're going to hold you responsible for many big things. Yes.
All right, thanks so much. That was very wonderful. So, another question I would want to ask is, what do you think about volunteering for maybe a fresh graduate or someone that is out of job and then still hoping to get his next job? And then, what do you think about volunteering? Does such a person have to volunteer for everything that comes his way, or is there a way such a person can go about it?
Okay, so let me explain something to you. Fresh graduate volunteering, I think it's a good idea. But you can be careful what you volunteer about for. Really. Be careful. Volunteering is good. In fact, NYC, just that a whole lot of people are changing what NYC is for. NYC is actually a term of volunteering, a term of service. But these days, many people are using the NYC period as a period of going to work, experience. Most people, and especially young people of nowadays, they want to be there. But volunteering is interesting when maybe you come back from service and you're looking for a job. It will be interesting if I just want to understand something. If you volunteer in a place where that is your requisite skill, maybe for instance, why should I volunteer in an accounting firm? Why? I'm a fresh graduate. Why should I volunteer in an accounting firm? And the accounting firm will not pay me, but I'm a fresh graduate in accounting. They took me in. Why did they take me in if they cannot pay me at least a stipend? But if you tell me that you're volunteering in a hospital, or you're volunteering in an association, or you're volunteering in a old people's home, or you're volunteering in a course, or you're volunteering in something that is not necessarily related to your course, that's interesting. Now you're using your time to give service to other people. But in the area that relates to your field, why should they give you the job for nothing, for zero naira, and you're working? No, I think that's a crude one. I'm not going to take such job. However, like I told you in my own case, I did work in an accounting firm that paid me far less than how much I earned when I was a copper, 53,000 to 18,000. I took it because that's my passion. But it's not, I was not collecting zero naira. The partner on just felt that my value at that time to contribute to their company was 18,000 naira. And for that reason, that was all I was worth. But when I moved to MTN, they felt that my worth was far more than 18,000, so they paid me far more than that. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Okay, that's perfect. It really makes sense. So to me, usually I would have loved to say let me volunteer, but from the perspective of if you are not going to be paid for it and you'll be used for that particular service, then why not find something where you can be able to get paid for what you already know, so that you can be able to at least get motivated with, if the money is not that much, but at least that keeps you motivated at being able to go to work every morning. I know I'm learning something, but that also is also the money I'm getting is also helping me to fund maybe transportation or to be able to feed my lunch or something. So we have a question here from Abose. She's asking, good evening. I work with a known organization, but I don't have a job satisfaction because I'm not practicing what I studied. I struggled to adjust, but people around see me as a threat. So what kind of advice do you want to give Abosedi in this situation?
All right, thank you, Boss. If I look at your question closely, you're working in a big organization. It could be a bank. You're not getting job satisfaction because you're not doing what you studied. Now, I want to be careful clearly here that it's not about what you studied. Most people study something and their passion is different. Now, so what I was going to say to you is that if the job you're doing does not connect to your passion, to one, two, three, four in order of priority, does not connect to any of them, then there's nothing you're doing there. Begin to project yourself to move into what you like to do. Yes, I know that there are a lot of people who do jobs they don't like. Maybe they just do it for the money. But the truth is that you must do what I think you should do what you're passionate about, what you like to do. That is what I will encourage you to do. Yeah, people say that in these days of no job, you should sit into what you do. Again, it depends on you, and it depends on what you're convinced about. For me, what I'm convinced about is that strive to do what you enjoy doing. So first, let it not be about what you studied. Compare what you're currently doing with what you like. If it's what you like, if it's what you like, then continue. If it's not what you like, if it's not something that's connected to your passion, then you need to start planning your exits. While you're there, begin to plan your exit, begin to project yourself out there. And that's why you see somebody working in the bank before, maybe 1 year, after 1 year, the person, you see the person coming to a consulting company. Why? Because the person found out that banking is not my thing. Consulting company is my thing. So I think it depends on you.
All right. If I believe that answers your question, but if not, you can still feel free to still drop in more clarification so that you can get more opinions about what you are trying to ask. So one more question. Um, and the question goes not about finding job now, it's about moving from a current level to another level within an organization. What advice will you give someone that is looking at attaining that next role within an organization? Or maybe I want to be the next supervisor, I want to be the next manager. How do you think such person can go about that?
Okay, that's pretty simple. Within the same organization, I think that's pretty clear. What should you do? I think one of the things you should actually know is that you, if you're in level one, this is a principle I also learned in Deloitte, particularly in my department. In my department in Deloitte, when I was in Deloitte, when you are in level one and you love to move to level two, even though you are still in level one, begin to operate like a level two officer. Begin to operate in the role, begin to operate in the next role that you desire. You can't get people. You see, people think it's just about it's not promotion. It's not about promotion. It's about value. Can you add value at the second level, at that next level? So I think that should be your objective. In fact, once you have that objective, it becomes clear. Give value that the next level is giving, even at a lower level. And surely you'll get that next level. That's number one. Number two is the fact that you need to also look at the rules of your own business, that company. Understand what the promotion parameters are. Some companies they promote every year. Some companies the next level is not going to happen until that person dies or until the next person goes. That was very common in MTN. So again, so until the next level opens, you may not be able to apply. So again, find out the what the process is in that organization, and then take the next step. But if not, but the first major step is that next level role. You must be doing something at that level. You must have that requisite skill to be in the next level.
All right, thanks so much. We do not have so more any question, and but before you go, I want to give us maybe a kind of parting words. What would you like to say to someone out there looking for job, or somebody that is trying to change job, maybe not so happy with his current or his or her job, or someone that had been affected with this pandemic and then put them back to the job market? What do you want to say? A word of encouragement?
Okay, I lost you, but if I get you correctly, you are saying that what am I going for anybody going through? Okay, the point is that for anybody who is actually waiting for a job, is a normal process anybody has gone through before. Um, well, the Bible says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. For the person who is looking to go for the next level or to move to another company, or for somebody who has lost his job at this time during because of the pandemic, see whatever situation, everything, all of them are they all sound gloomy. For the person looking for a job, for the person who wants to the next level, for the person who has just lost his job, yeah, everything looks gloomy. But one thing I want to know is clearly that if you look at your life clearly, maybe you're 20 years old, or you're 25 years old, do you want to say that 10 years of your 25 years old life is all bad? If you look close, you find out that even of your 25 years of life, you find out that maybe just 2 to 3 years of that 25 has been bad. But more of the time, there are more good things than bad things. So in life, what brings the color is the good and the bad. Is the waiting and the joy. You must not always have everything joy. No. There must be a incubating process. So whatever the case, if you're still looking for a job and enjoy the moment, don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure because this also will pass. All the basic things you need to do, keep doing it. You're applying for the jobs, apply for the jobs in the place that matter to your dreams. Keep applying for the jobs. Or you're looking for entrepreneurship business, yeah, keep doing the thing. If you have a business, keep doing the thing. You're looking to go for the the next place to move to. The opportunity will come. In my own case, the opportunity came and I jumped at it. Opportunities abound. Even this COVID-19 is going to bring up opportunity. In fact, this COVID-19, this is the best time for us because this COVID-19 period, after it goes, it will bring opportunities. In 2008, there was global meltdown. That was when I was 7. You would think that global meltdown, I was any far more than many people that were working. 2019 came back on the global meltdown. It secured opportunities. The opportunities came when I got jobs. So please, I think while some people may go down, some people will come up, and then it will open doors for people. So I think everybody should just calm down, enjoy the moment. Surely it will come. You're going to have more joy. So I think enjoy the moment. I'll say something to you. If you were hungry and you never died, when you're hungry, really, really hungry, you were just waiting. Where will I get food? You never got the food. But the moment you got the food and you ate, you can't remember how hungry you were. So don't worry. The food is coming. And I think that's the word.
So, sorry, please. Before we let you go, Aboside is asking just one more question. She's saying, thanks for that, sir. Please, how do one deal with wrong feedback at work? I try to ignore this, but I feel it's getting too much and it's like a threat to me. So he's having so much feedback at work, maybe because the attitude to work
Okay, I've lost you there. I think the network is pretty bad, and I have another engagement shortly. Also, I know I have 1 hour for this anyway, so I need to kind of go. But let me quickly take this feedback. I can't hear you. It seems like I've lost you, but on this question that I'm seeing, um, you can't ignore feedbacks. Really, you can't ignore feedback. Feedback. See, no matter how feedbacks may be, you need to be objective about it. When feedbacks are given, you need to take it digest it. Because don't forget, the feedback is coming from your superior. They are the one who determine whether you'll be promoted. They are the one who determine whether you can be sacked. So at the moment that you're on that job, you need to take that feedback clearly. Except you're ready to leave that place, you must take the feedback. And even if you're going to another place, you must take the feedback, really. If the feedback, it's possible that some of the feedback may not be true. You pick the ones that is true and you work on it. But sincerely, in life, perception matters. The perception of your boss matters. Even if you're doing something right and your supervisor perceives that what you're doing is wrong, it's a problem. So, and that is why it's not just what you do that matters. The perception of your boss matters. So I think the feedback can be thrown away. And it should not be a threat to you. You must learn to take feedback. Why not? You must take feedback and work on it. You must take the feedback and you must be objective about it. If your supervisor is not objective about the feedback, then you need to talk to a superior officer to review that for you. But you must take that feedback, really. If it's the same, if it's the same current place of work, maybe you're actually getting frustrated and you're not liking the job. So feedback are hitting at you. You need to be looking at how to move from that place. As in prayerfully take steps to move from that place and not arrogantly. Some of the things that place can be entirely bad. God has a reason why you're there. So take all the good things about that place. Take all the good feedbacks and work on it. Work on yourself. The bad feedback, drop it and move on. I think that's my word for you. Okay. I don't know if this is fine. I don't know if the host will come back and take this on.
Hello, please, can you hear me? I lost connection. I don't know if you can hear me, please.
I can actually hear you. I saw the question and I've responded to the question. I'm sure that the
Okay.
rest, yeah.
All right. So thanks so much, Abraham. Really appreciate your time. We are glad that you joined us, and we really hope that next time when we call, you also be of assistance and also come on. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your time. So we don't want to hold you for so long. Thanks
That's
so
fine.
much for
Thank you.
coming. Do have
All
a
right.
great day.
You too. Then. Cheers.
All right. We'll be having Omolara coming in next to be able to tell us about women will and how women will is helping in building careers. So Omolara, welcome.
Thank you, Toby. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you. Please go on.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope you've been having an amazing time. I really learned a lot from the career building session that we just had. And I really encourage you to take those things into practice. It's very, very important. So my name is Omalara. I'm the Women Will lead of Google Business Group in Abeokuta. So Women Will is a Google initiative that seeks to empower women and women generally. We have four pillars under which we operate: digital literacy, entrepreneurship, inclusive workplace, and leadership. So women will, under inclusive workplace, we have a lot of curriculum that actually helps build your career. We give you tips on how to package yourself when you want to, go for an interview. We give you tips on how to conduct yourself in the workplace. We have programs that talk about how to get that promotion that you need, how to delegate your tasks, basically how to work effectively while building a successful career. So we learn some of these things in the online meetups that we do. Well, it was physical meetups, before the whole pandemic thing started. So if you're interested in joining our community, you can just leave a comment there, and then we'll reach out to you after and give you more details on how you can join and be a part of our community. It's not just for women anyway, it's for both men and women. If you're interested, just leave a comment and then we'll reach out to you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Hello. I'm sure it's been a wonderful session with you guys. It's nice having you around. Well, thank you to I say thank you, very big thank you to Oluwatobi Popogbe. It's nice having you around, and sincerely, I learned some things too. Got the package, do a lot of things. Well, thank you all for coming online to join us for this program. It's really nice having you around, and we look forward to your presence in other meetups we'll be having. Just stay glued to the channel, and as I've told you earlier, be connected to us via Facebook and via our YouTube channel. Just click, if you're on YouTube, just click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell button you have down there. And also, if you're on Facebook, just follow the Facebook group, which I've said earlier. And I'm sure you have a wonderful time with us. Stay glued to our Facebook channel. As I've told you, we upload different varieties of things you need in your businesses and in your career life. Every day, Monday to Friday, is always live on Facebook. So join us, and then we'll know you have a wonderful time with us. And to our guests, I say thank you once again. And it's nice having all of you around. We look forward to a more fascinating program like this soon. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.